You ever get that feeling that the future is showing up way faster than you expected? Well, you're not wrong. But the really wild part is that it isn't just arriving, it's being built right now on a scale that's, well, it's almost impossible to wrap your head around. So let's get into it, because we're not talking about a new app or a slightly faster phone. We are literally watching the construction of a whole new kind of global infrastructure. Think of it like a foundational layer for an intelligence revolution that's going to change, well, pretty much everything. And just to give you a sense of the scale here, let's start with a number, 10 gigawatts. That is the almost unthinkable amount of energy OpenAI committed to back in January for its AI ambitions. And guess what? They're already blowing past that. This isn't just some goal on a whiteboard, it's the power source for whatever comes next.
And this is what all that power is for. It's a project they're calling Stargate. And that name, it tells you everything about the ambition here, right? We're not talking about one computer. It's a whole network of 5 brand new, massive supercomputer sites, and they're building them ahead of schedule. This is the hardware that's going to dream up the next few generations of cutting-edge AI.
Look, this huge investment in just raw computational power isn't some far-off sci-fi dream. It's already creating a massive tidal wave of change, and it's reshaping the very foundations of our digital world as we speak.
So where's all that power going? Well, it's already being put to work in some truly revolutionary ways, and it's starting with the very act of creation itself, writing software.
Okay, so there's this key concept you gotta know, agentic coding. For years, AI has been like a helpful assistant, a co-pilot. This is totally different. We're talking about AI models becoming these autonomous agents that can take a complex job, break it down, and just do it with very little human supervision.
And this isn't just theory, right? It's becoming real with a whole new toolkit for developers. We're seeing GPT-5 Codex roll out in GitHub Copilot, making that AI partner way more aware of what's going on. Google has a new tool where an AI agent can debug a website for you in real time. You can even hand off a coding problem to your AI assistant right from your phone. It is happening everywhere.
And this is not just hype. Listen to how Google's Ryan Salva puts it. This is a fundamental change to how a developer works. It's about automating all the complicated stuff and freeing people up to build bigger, crazier, more ambitious things, and to do it faster than anyone ever thought was possible.
But you can't just build this incredible digital world without running into some very real, very physical problems. Powering a global intelligence revolution, it's not easy, and it's creating challenges we've never had to solve at this kind of scale before.
Yeah, it all comes down to a simple, unavoidable law of physics. Those massive supercomputers, these Stargates of the world, they generate a staggering amount of heat. All that energy has to go somewhere. You just can't cheat physics.
And to solve that problem, you have to innovate at the most basic level. Microsoft just announced this incredible breakthrough in liquid cooling that uses microfluidics. And this is what's so cool. To make the gigawatt-scale dream of AI a reality, they had to engineer a solution at the microscopic level. It's what's going to make these new data centers more powerful, more efficient, and hopefully more sustainable.
Okay, so let's zoom back out and look at the aftershocks. Because when technology moves this fast, society, our laws, our media, our rules, it really struggles to keep up. It's a scramble.
We're seeing these ripples everywhere. Tesla's push for AI-driven robotaxis is throwing regulators into a spin because they just don't know how to classify them. You see Apple TV Plus pulling a show about a controversial topic because of political pressure. And of course, the big platforms like YouTube are wrestling with these huge decisions about what's okay to post and what's not.
So let's stick with that last one for a second, because it's a perfect example of the mess we're in. YouTube is reportedly thinking about bringing back channels that were banned for spreading misinformation. And that forces us to ask a really tough question. What is the right path forward here? So, on one side, you have people arguing that this is about free speech, right? You got to trust users to figure things out, and platforms should be able to course correct. But on the other hand, opponents are saying, whoa, hold on. This could open the floodgates to harmful disinformation, and it completely undermines all the work done to make these platforms safer. They argue that these companies have a basic responsibility to protect people. And honestly, there are no easy answers. And that's the thing. This whole great acceleration, it isn't giving us a bunch of easy answers. Instead, it's leaving us with bigger, way more complicated questions that we all have to start thinking about. First, you've got the question of power itself. With these gigantic Stargate projects, are we just watching a few big companies build a compute monopoly that no one else can compete with? Or is someone, somewhere, going to come up with a brilliant innovation that doesn't need a gigawatt of power to change the world?
Then, of course, there's the speech and safety question. Is bringing back banned accounts a necessary move to protect open conversation, or is it a really dangerous step backward in the fight against the poisons of disinformation online? And this acceleration even reshapes the little corners of our digital lives. I mean, think about this. When a company tracks everything you do in a game to decide if you're worthy of buying exclusive merchandise, is that a fun reward for being a dedicated player? Or is it kind of an unfair tactic that just pressures you to play more?
In the end, there really are no simple answers to any of this. But when you look at the scale of Stargate, the revolution happening in code, and society's mad dash to adapt, one thing becomes crystal clear. The only thing we can be sure of is the accelerating pace of change itself. And just trying to understand it, well, that's the first step to navigating this new world that's being built all around us right now.